morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the third time I started this video. My camera keeps going on slow-mo. That don't help any. I think I've got it right now. So anyway, let me turn around here and look at you. What's new in the shop? Well, a couple of things. First thing is, this is new. This is one of those, it's called Avid Power, one of those oscillating saw cutter things. And I just got it. I haven't used it yet. I'll be making a review video on it. That'll be my next video after this one. I got it off of Amazon. It was, I always wonder about the sales on Amazon, whether they're real or not. This was 80 bucks and it was on sale for 59, I think it was. And I wonder, is that really a sale, or is that just, well, we'll find out. You know, I don't know. Anyway, it had good reviews. It had a 4.5 or 4.6 review. And a lot of people had bought one. So we'll see how well it works. I need one of those. And also, new, I finally broke down. I bought some color for resining. It came with a little box of resin. So now I got 3 boxes of resin. Now what am I going to do with it? Well, over here, I got a cherry block. I'm going to make a cup out of this. I'm going to drill 8 half-inch holes around here, and I'm going to put a different color resin in each hole. Now I've made these before out of walnut. This is cherry. Made these before out of walnut, and there's a turner on YouTube, and he stuffed round twigs off of a tree in the holes, then filled it full of resin, and then turned it. It looked real good. I made about, I don't know, 6, 7 of those, something like that. And they looked real good. I liked them, but my daughter didn't like them. So I'm making her one. Here's the shape of the cup. I'm making her one with the color. She's big on color, so we'll see if she likes this. What else is new? Well, okay, over here, I've been turning a piece of apple. I cut this apple about, it's been about 18 months, so it's good and dry. Got a big crack in it, and I filled that crack with this Wow CA and sawdust. You can see a lot of sawdust there, and I really like this stuff. I did a review on it in my last video, so you might want to check that out. It really works well. So anyway, I did about 2 or 3 layers of that Wow, sanded it off, and I painted it with a Sharpie. It looks like I filled it with black resin. Looks real good. Now this is going to be a vase, and you're probably wondering, well, why is that? Well, that is that way because that's the way the wood, the stick was made. You know, it was straight and came down and went like that and then came back up straight again. And when I turn, I like to let the wood do the talking. I let the wood say, hey, I want to look like this. And so that's the way I turned it. And I don't know, maybe it'll look good, maybe it won't. We'll see. I've done that with everything I've turned. And so far, it's been pretty good. So anyway, I'm going to sand this down now. It's ready to sand on the outside. I'm going to sand it down probably to an 800,000 grit. I like the way Apple sands. It gets real slick. And I really like that. It's a hard wood. Apple has a Janka rating at about 1720, 1730, something like that. It's just a little under in hardness of hickory. So you got to do a lot of sharpening when you turn this stuff. So the next thing I'll be doing is drilling. And to drill it, I got something new here. This is a stabilizer I bought off of Amazon. It's 100 bucks. And I'm going to review it today in this video. Tell you how well it works or how well it doesn't work or whatever, all the pros and the cons. It's a nice heavy thing. It's all steel. The tires look good. I don't know whether they are or not, but they look good. And it's got all kinds of neat adjustments and everything, little knobs and everything. So I think I'm going to like it. So we'll install that. I'll show you how I install it and how it works, and we'll talk about it a little later. Oh, and I got one other thing I want to show you. It's always good to have good friends, and I got a good friend that's taking care of me and he's given me this. These are 13 cedar logs. They're all about 4 feet long, 5 feet long, something like that. They're starting to grow. They've been cut about 3 weeks, and I love to cut cedar. Cedar turns real easy. And it's got that beautiful red interior heartwood. And now I've turned a cedar vase. In fact, here's a picture of it. I turned this about 2 years ago, and it was wet when I turned it. Let me turn you around so you can see my ugly mug. It was wet when I turned it, and I know it's supposed to warp and crack and all this good stuff. Well, it hasn't. It's been 2 years since I turned it, and it's not cracked, it's not warped, it's not done anything. It just sits there and looks good. So probably when I get this done, then I'll be turning a piece of that cedar. We'll see how well it turns. I'm anxious to get to that, and I'll show you that when I get there. So anyway, let's get over on the lathe. You don't need to see me sand this, that's nothing. And yeah, I'm sorry about the mess, but I don't know how else to do this. You know, I gotta have all this stuff out when I'm turning. You know, and I just, you know, I don't know how to keep it neat. I'm using it, putting it back, using something different, putting it back. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, I like to be a little neater than this. Not a whole lot neater, but just a little neater. Anyway, I'm gonna get to turning, and when I get ready to put the stabilizer on, I will get back to you. GoPro, soft recording. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put this thing on. Now, right away I see a negative. These won't fit down inside. So you gotta take them off, put the thing on. I imagine it's gonna be hard to hold. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to hold and screw the thing on. As you can see, it's a struggle. I got it. Okay. Now, looks like I just open these things up. Not sure why they got 2 handles, or got 2 tightening screws. Let's see, it won't go past that. Let's see if I turn it, if it will. Yes, it does, fortunately. Okay. And I need to loosen it up a little bit. Turn it there. I guess I want it right about here. Yeah. Okay, we'll tighten this up. Move just a little bit. Right about there. Yeah. Get that good and tight. Now I'm going to get some painter's tape and wrap around that. I don't think the tires will mar it, but I don't want to take any chances. I think that'll do it. Okay. Bring that up, tighten it, crank her down. Bring this one up, tighten it, crank her down. Bring that one down, tighten it, crank her down. All right, let's see what it looks like. I'll turn it on here. Wheels are all turning. So I'm ready to get my drill set up and get my chuck on there. As soon as I get set up and ready to go, why, I'll turn the camera back on. We'll drill it out, see what happens. See if this thing really holds. Feels good. Okay, I drill kind of funny, different than everybody else. I first make about a 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch hole there with my biggest drill that I'm going to use. Because when you drill a little, then the Forstner bits, they don't want to find the center. So I mark it so that it'll fit inside. I get it. Well, watch and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's turn this thing on, get it slowed down. I'm drilling at 550, that's as slow as it'll go. So far, this thing's working good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm getting this bit started. And it don't want to start very well. This stuff is so hard. And this is a carbide bit. I'm going to tighten these up just a little bit. I don't know whether that'll help or not. Alright, let's see how it works. Well, man. That ain't drilling anything. Well, only one thing to do. Get the other bit on. I do have a bit that will drill it out. Unfortunately, it's only 1 inch. And maybe I got enough there that this is a metal bit. It will drill it out. All right, let's get back up there. As far as I can go with that bit. All right, let's take that one off. You know, no one ever shows them drilling these things out. They get getting started, then they quit, and then they show you when it's all done. It'd be nice if somebody say, "Hey, this is how you do this," and you don't have all these problems. Okay, we'll try the big auger. See if we can get the hole deeper. sometimes I think I'm getting too old for this. Okay, I got my hole pretty much drilled. Now what I do, I drill a hole as deep as I want with 1 inch, and then I just widen the top. Yeah, the boss, all she puts in these things are artificial flowers, and if you got a big hole all the way down, well then they kind of flop around. She'd rather have a little hole, so I'm gonna do a wide hole up here for the look, and then it's just a 1 inch hole the rest of the way down, and it seems to work out pretty well for her. So I'm gonna get to turning, clean my hole out down about, oh I don't know, probably 2 or 3 inches there, and then I'll sand the inside. Then we'll get to finishing it. Now, how well does this thing work? Well, you just saw it. It works real well. It keeps it nice and stable. The tires, they don't seem to be collapsing or anything like some of them do. I kind of like the way it's got a double tightening here. The only thing I don't like is it won't go down through the center of the rails here. But it seems to hold it real steady, and it works. So for $100, it seems to be plenty heavy enough. For $100, I think it was a pretty good buy. Now we'll know more as we use it more and how well the tires wear. But I think it's going to be all right. I think it's going to really work. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these, narrow these up, and then the cutoffs I'll weld to the bottom to stiffen it back up, because I think you want this real stiff at the bottom here, and that's really what holds the whole thing on. We'll see, but I'm going to narrow these down a little bit, take a angle grinder and cut the edges off. It's yeah, that's about, I don't know, it's at least 3/16 steel there, and this is at least 3/16. So it's a good heavy outfit. Good heavy outfit. I like it. All right. Well, I'm going to finish up my little hole here, and then we'll start finishing this thing with some, oh, I don't know, probably lacquer or shellac or something. And we'll see how it looks. Well, it's all sanded. I sanded it down to 800 grit, and it's real slick. And what I like to do is I'll spray the top, then I'll take it and turn it upside down like that, and then spray the outside. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I don't know whether I like the shape of this thing or not. We'll be able to tell more when we get it all done. But that's what the wood, what the stick or the limb or whatever you want to call it from the apple tree told me I wanted to look like. So there it is. So I got some rattle can clear lacquer gloss, and we'll just spray a little here in the top and a little around the edges there. And then I'll turn it upside down, put it like that, and spray the rest of it. I like to be back about 18 inches. And very light coats. You're better off with a light coat and put more of them on than you are a heavy coat. The last thing we want are runs. And you can wait about 1 minute, you know, if you use light coats, about 1 minute between coats, and it'll get tacky enough that it won't run. So I'll let that set now for a minute or thereabouts. If you let it set too long, they recommend you wait 24 hours before you put any more on. But I just want to get enough on today because it'll be kind of rough. It'll be full of like what they call nits. And tomorrow, after it dries overnight, I'll sand it with some lightly with some 320 or 400, one or the other, and it'll get real smooth like glass. And then I'll spray additional coats on it. And then I'll finish that off with some 800 or 1000 grit with some oil, and it'll be done. I don't like to use oil because oil dries and it gets dull over time, so I really use lacquer or shellac. And one thing I want to say is I do things differently than most, as you can no doubt tell, but what seems to work for me. I'm not recommending anything I do, I'm just telling you that. The thing that always puzzles me though are the turners that never talk. They don't tell you what kind of wood they're using, they don't tell you how fast the lathe's turning, they don't tell you what tools they're using to gouge with. They don't tell you anything. They just turn, and then at the very end, why, they show you the final detail, never saying a word. I'm not sure what that's all about. It's not that they're not good turners, most of them are. It's just they never say anything. I always look at YouTube as a place for learning. And you take people like Pence or Richard Raffin, those guys, they talk all the way through what they do, and it's good education. So I'm just not sure what you turners that never say anything are all about, but whatever it is, we appreciate what you do. All right, when this gets all done, I'll show you in a setting as to what the finished product looks like. Catch you in a little bit. Well, here it is in all its glory. I put 3 coats of lacquer, high gloss lacquer. I sanded with 1500 grit paper in between each coat, and then I finalized it with a coat of shellac. There's one of the cracks that I filled with Wow CA glue and then painted with a Sharpie, and then down here is the big one. I'm telling you, that a crack that size is not worth messing with resin. It fills so easy, it looks solid. Why mess? So anyway, there it is. I'm not real thrilled with the shape, but then that was the shape of the branch. Here's the cedar that I promised you a picture and I didn't get it to you, but that's what it looks like. This was wet when I cut it. It's 2 years old now, and it hasn't warped, it hasn't cracked. It looks just fine. So, I just love cedar. And this is a Leland cypress. I like it, except boy, the knots in the Leland cypress is just like a rock. They are really hard. The rest of it's pretty soft, but the knots are just unbelievable. Okay, well that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Do that if you like it. If you don't like it, well, do that, I guess. Suit yourself. But appreciate you watching, and catch you on the rebound. Bye now. Okay, this is not the one that I had. The one I had has been discontinued. Mine was $100. This one's 88. I don't know whether it's the same thing or not, but it looks the same. So, you know, buyer beware as always. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.